Good day, students. Welcome to mathgotserved.com. In this clip, we're going to be going over how to graph lines given standard and slope intercept forms and also the intercepts. All right, let's take a look at the first question. The instructions for all the examples that we're going to do is to sketch the graph of the lines with the given information. With the given information. Okay, so question number one, we are provided with the intercepts. Let's say we're given the x-intercept as being -5 and the y-intercept as -5 also. Now, how do we graph a situation like this? Well, in order to graph this correctly, we need to know what the meaning of intercepts are. The x-intercept is the point on the x-axis where the graph cuts the x-axis. Okay, that's what the x-intercept is. And the y-intercept is a point on the y-axis where the graph cuts or intersects the y-axis. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up our coordinate system. The horizontal axis is my x-axis, the line y equals 0. The vertical axis is my y-axis, the line x equals 0. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and graph the x-intercept first. So the x-intercept is -5, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the negative direction, -5. Okay, that's our x-intercept. Our y-intercept is -5, so we graph -5 on the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -5. Now the line that goes through these 2 points is the line that has these 2 intercepts. So let's go ahead and graph the line. So you can see the whole definition of interception being reflected by this line. You see how the line intercepts the axis. The axis at the intercepts. Okay, so the x-intercept is -5, as you can see here, and the y-intercept is -5 also, as indicated here. So let's go ahead and label our graph. This is our y-intercept, and this point right here is our x-intercept. Okay, so do not forget the meaning of the word intercept. Okay, let's advance to number 2. So for number 2, what if we have the equation of the form 2x minus 3y equals 3? Now, what form of the equation of a line is this? This is known as the standard form. Okay, standard form. What is the standard form of the equation of a line? It is the ax plus by equals c form. This line can be graphed using intercepts, where you set axis equal to 0, so you can set y equal to 0, and you get 3/2 as your x-intercept, and set x equals to 0, and get -1 as your y-intercept. You could graph a standard form, an equation in standard form, using that approach, but we're going to use a different approach here. What we're going to do is express this line in slope-intercept form. We remember what the slope-intercept form is. It is y equals mx plus b. To achieve this form, we have to isolate y in this equation. To accomplish that, we're going to have to subtract 2x from both sides and then divide by -3. Okay, so let's start. Subtract 2x. The goal is to isolate y from both sides. So we have -3y equals -2x plus 3. And then divide every single term by -3. That yields y equals 2/3 x minus 3. Remember, whenever you're dividing, if the signs are the same, you always have a positive, as you can see here and also here. If the signs are different, you will end up with a negative. Okay? So let's keep that in mind. Okay, so what form do we have now? This right here is the slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form. Now, how do we know? Well, it is because it is of the form y equals mx plus b. Now, what is the power of the slope-intercept form? Well, it's easy to determine the slope, m, which is rise over run, and the y-intercept, b. Okay? Now, if you have the y-intercept, that's 1 point. With the rise and the run, you can find the next point, and 2 points define a line. So it's easy to graph a line when you have the slope-intercept form. Okay? All right, so let's determine what the slope and y-intercept of this line is. M is the slope, so m is equal to 2/3. Now, how do we know that? Well, if we write y equals mx plus b underneath this equation, the coefficient of x is your m, your slope, okay? So this is your rise over your run. Where are we starting from? We're starting from our y-intercept, which is b, okay? Y-intercept, which is b, is -3. So this is where we begin on the y-axis, okay? So let's go ahead and graph our line. So we'll set up our coordinate system. There goes my y-axis. And there goes my x-axis. Now the first thing we are going to graph is the y-intercept. That's where you begin. Okay? So the y-intercept is -3, 1, 2, 3. -3 on the y-axis. Now, to get the next point that defines our line, we have to rise 2 units, 1, 2, and run 1, 2, 3. Rise 2, run 3, that gives us the next point. So this is the line that has the equation that is given earlier. Okay, so there you have it. So this example basically shows you how to go from standard form to slope-intercept form and how to graph a line given a slope-intercept form. Okay, so what is the equation of this line? The equation of this line is y equals 2/3x minus 3 in slope-intercept form, or 2x minus 3y equals 3 in standard form. Okay, these two equations are exactly the same, but they just have different forms. All right, let's take a look at question number 3. So for problem 3, we have -6 plus x equals -2y. Now, what form is this? This form is neither standard nor slope-intercept. Okay, so what we are going to do to graph this equation with ease is put it in slope-intercept form. So we want to get y by itself, basically, okay? To accomplish that, we'll simply divide both sides of our equation by -2. So every single term is divided by -2. So that yields y equals negative 1/2 x minus divided by minus is a plus, 6 over 2 is 3. Okay, so from this format, we can determine what our slope and y-intercept are. So y equals mx plus b. Our slope m is going to be negative 1 over 2. And then our y-intercept b is going to be positive 3. Okay, so our slope is basically telling us that we have to rise negative 1, which is equivalent to a drop, and then we're going to run 2 units to the right. Where do we start from? We start from 3 on the y-axis, because that is your y-intercept. So let's set up our coordinate system. That's my y-axis. This is my x-axis. So we start from positive 3 on the y. 1, 2, positive 3. Okay, and then graph our y-intercept. To find the next point, which is the other point that's on the line, we're going to rise negative 1, which is dropping down 1, and we're going to run 1, 2, yeah, just 2 points, 2 units. So there goes the second point that defines our line. All right, so let's go ahead and draw the line with the given equation. So if we draw the line, we're going to have it looking like this. It's the line that goes through negative 3 and the point 2, 2. So that's the line right there. Let's go ahead and extend it a little bit. Okay, so if you're given a line that's neither slope-intercept or standard form, always convert it to slope-intercept form because it's easier to graph it, okay? So the equation of this line is y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3 if it is in slope-intercept form, or negative 6 plus x equals negative 2y, which is a form consistent with the original format we were provided with. Okay, so this is how you basically draw the line, draw the graph of lines. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. We really appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe to our channel for updates to other cool tutorials such as this. If you have any questions, clarifications, or requests for math tutorials, feel free to include it in the comments section below, and we'll try and address it as soon as possible. More clips can be found on mathgotserved.com. Thanks again for watching, and have a wonderful day.